Hi, welcome back to another episode of Rebel Rock Money Talk. I'm Lesley Batson, your host, and I'm joined today by Nicole Barham. Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Leslie.
Thanks for joining me today. So, as you know, I wanted to feature a few special folks this month for Black History Month, people who I just thought were doing something extraordinary or demonstrating independent thinking. And so I thought, let me invite my friend Nicole. So, Nicole, why don't you tell us a little bit about where you're from and what you do?
Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole Barham, and I'm originally from Jamaica, and I've been living in the United States for a little over 20 years now. Um, and my background is really accounting. I have an accounting background. I have a numbers background. And that's how, we ended up talking today, and that's how I built my business, Design Your Wealth. I am now living in the States, as I mentioned, living in Florida with my husband of 23 years. Oh my gosh, that's a long time. Our daughter, who's 19, she's in university here in Florida as well, and our 8-year-old son, Brandon. So we've been living in Florida for a little over 9 years after, going to a few cold states in the United States and Canada, and so we're now settled in Florida. So yeah, as I mentioned before, I have an accounting background, numbers background, and that's how I created my company, Design Your Wealth.
so tell us a little bit about Design Your Wealth. What type of services do you offer? Who do you offer your services to?
Sure. So Design Your Wealth was built on the this idea that I had about helping women, especially women business owners, to stay on top of finances, because we know that finances is usually a sore point with everyone, including business owners. Even though money is kind of the foundation of your business, if you have no finances, you can't run a business, right?
Yep.
But sometimes we get to the point where, especially if we are for somebody who's running their business by themselves, sometimes the finances kind of get left behind. And so I wanted to get to help women entrepreneurs to basically stay on top of their finances, because I know the importance of doing that, um, because I was there myself, right? So I had a business a few years ago that went under. I wasn't paying attention to my finances, and I ended up filing bankruptcy because I didn't know how much money was coming in, how much was going out, did not keep track of my debt. And so when I got to the point where I got on top of that and was able to use these my tools that I create digital products. So I created 5 Minute Bookkeeper and 5 Minute Personal Tracker and a few other tools that literally help you stay on top of your finances in just a few minutes a day. And so those were working for me personally. And that's how I got the idea to start my company, because I'm like, if this is working for me and I can show people that you don't have to wait until you're in like a bad spot to start to figure out your finances. You can
Mhm.
literally start now. I figured I would, take this idea and introduce it to other people who would more than likely need it.
Yeah, and I just thought it was so great because, I've shared with you before that I have clients who come to me, and yes, I work in the area of financial services. I can help you with different financial strategies, but I don't do bookkeeping. I have no desire to do that, but there are tools. And then, they're like, oh, but I don't, I just don't want to have to go into like learn a new application and all these different things. But I think what you offer is so simple. It's something they can easily access. They probably are already using it, and they just need the structure. They just need it to be set up for them so they can just kind of click and go quickly. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So tell us a little bit about some of these digital products that you're offering.
Sure. So you had mentioned before about people not learning to, use these platforms and apps that are available. And I get that a lot from my clients and customers. They're like, I don't want to use this product because it takes so long to learn how to use it. And I really want to focus on my business and spend more time
Hmm.
doing that instead of the finances. So I created simple tools that would help them to just be in there 5 minutes a day, no training required. And I know a lot of people are happy to hear that.
Yes, and it's
So,
true. It's not a sales gimmick.
yeah. Um, so I started out with 5 Minute Bookkeeper, which is literally for somebody who hates doing their own bookkeeping or hates spreadsheets,
Mhm.
because this is literally the easiest that you've ever seen in terms of keeping track of your finances. And also, I created also 5 Minute Personal Tracker, which is about staying on top of your personal finances. Because if your business finances are in order and your personal finances are not, then
Mhm.
it's kind of unbalanced and you still have stress and worry around that. 5 Minute Biz Tracker is for somebody who has a bookkeeper, but they want to stay close to their money. They don't want to just wait until next month or, to look back at what they did. They want to be, keeping track in real time on their own. And it helps them to feel empowered and like they have control over their finances, right? And then
Right.
5 Minute Profit Roadmap is more about having those big money goals, forecasting them out, and keeping track to see where you are when you're moving from those, say, six figures or close to six figures to multiple six figures to even seven figures. So just mapping that out and keeping track will help you to get to your goals faster, or have you see how you're getting there. So those are as you can hear, the main theme in all my products is 5 minute.
Right.
5 minutes to stay on top of your finances. And I think it's doable for almost anyone who's building their business.
I agree. I agree. And obviously I work with numbers a lot. I work with money a lot, and I love numbers. I love spreadsheets. I'm a nerd like that. But we both know that there are people who, especially like maybe creatives or people who just don't want to take that time to do it. They put it
Right.
off and they put it off, and then it like tax season comes along and they're like scrambling to get all their things together. Their CPA is frustrated, they're frustrated. It's a lot of stress on everybody, anxiety. But I just love what you've created because it really just makes it so simple with literally just a few minutes a day, quick update, and you move on.
Yeah.
And then you have something that you can work with throughout the year, and your CPA can work with, and anyone else, any other strategic partners that you might have. Like if you're working with a financial advisor, it might be useful to us. So it's really one of those things that it's a simple tool, but it really does boost confidence and help you feel empowered. So,
Absolutely.
okay. So, you know what, Nicole? I know that you are going to be able to do a little demonstration for us.
Yes.
All right, let's switch over to your screen. So, which one are we going to talk about today?
So we are going to talk about 5 Minute Bookkeeper. And to expand a little bit on 5 Minute Bookkeeper, this is for the person who does not have any kind of finance tracking system, or if you already do, it's confusing or complex and you just don't want to use that anymore. Um, it's tax season right now. We're in February as we're recording. And so we are getting into, getting everything together for a CPA or for a tax professional, and maybe your numbers are still on your computer in your on your bank account statement or on your credit card statement, or your receipt is in the shoebox somewhere or in your cup holder in your car, all over the place. And so you have not organized your numbers yet,
Hmm.
and you're either worried that you're going to miss the deadline, or you're just not going to have enough time to do that. And I've had clients who have not filed their taxes just because they have not been able to get their numbers together in
Yeah.
time to give to their tax professional. So I'm going to demo for you today 5 Minute Bookkeeper that is really designed for that person who's scrambling at tax time to get everything in order and get the numbers to the tax professional in time before the deadline, and also to continue to make their updates for the current year so that they don't run into the same problem every year. So it's solving that problem of getting you up to date and then having you be current all the time and be ready like in January for next
Yep,
time.
exactly. I
So
love it.
yeah. So this is 5 Minute Bookkeeper, and I have 2020 here because this is the demo that I'm doing. We're in 2021. Of course, it works for any year. In the back office for 5 Minute Bookkeeper, there is a 2021 system that you can download. But let me just jump into 2020 because I know that a lot of people have still not done anything for 2020.
Very good
Um,
point.
so I'm going to do a quick demo for you and a little caveat here. I'm going to be entering these one by one. However, if you're trying to enter a whole year, you do not have to enter these, you know, by transaction. You can literally go to your bank account, export all of your transactions for 2020, and then you can come back and paste the information into 5 Minute Bookkeeper. And I also have if you get the system, there are videos, little short videos, a minute to 2 minutes that show you exactly how to do that. But today, let's pretend that you're starting clean, everything is up to date. You're starting the new year and we are entering the transactions. Now, I know that there are also people who are like, I want something to just connect to my bank account and I don't want to have to deal with doing all this quote unquote manual stuff. I'm telling you, when you do this manual stuff, it's about building a relationship with your money,
Mhm.
building that relationship with your finances, going in, seeing the numbers, show up on your screen and just being involved instead of just connecting to an app and just leaving it and never looking at it again, which
Yes.
a lot of us have done before.
Yes, and I
So,
definitely feel like, this is something you want to be actively participating in, not passively. So when you're just kind of automatically importing from your bank account, that's a very passive activity. You're not really seeing it, you're not reviewing anything, it's just happening. But when you're actively looking at these numbers, like entering, copying, pasting, and entering those numbers in, you're definitely
yeah,
learning more and you're taking it in more, and you're able to do that on the like analysis along the way. And
right.
I equate it to learning, like if you kind of, um, just record someone talking versus taking notes, like actually writing down and taking the notes. When you write down
Mhm.
those notes, it does register in your mind and your brain better than if you were just recording. So, um, I think that this is just one of those things. If you're really wanting to take your business seriously, you really want to see it grow and do something so simple, right? This is a tool that can really help you do that. You really want to be active in that process.
Absolutely. And thank you for that, Lesley, because yeah, it's about actively taking part in your finances,
Hmm.
right? Knowing what's going on at any point. Okay, so another thing that I want to talk about too is the categories that you see here on the right. All these categories, they align with the categories that the IRS requires on your Schedule C. So if you're a sole proprietor, if you're a single member LLC, you more than likely have filed a Schedule C before, and this is the information that the IRS is requiring. So when you do this, you don't have to do anything other than enter your numbers. The summary on the right here updates, and I'm going to show you that in a second. And then there's a yearly summary that updates as well that you can take directly to your CPA or your tax professional. So let's get into it and I'll show you how this works. So let's say you're starting at the beginning of the year and you have clients that pay you um, for your services, right? So client number one, they pay you income and the income is $1,500, right? What happens is as you enter the amount that you're bringing into your business, on the right, the monthly summary updates to $1,500, right? And then let's enter some more income that you're bringing into your business. Say client number two pays you 1250. So now for the month you have earned 2750. And let me do this really quickly, bring some more money into your business. You have a few more clients that are, paying you. And so far for the month you've made $8,300. Now, this is amazing because you don't have to guess how much you're bringing in. Your bank account doesn't tell you how much you're bringing in for the month. It's just a balance in your account. So knowing how much you're bringing in per month will help you to see your numbers, number one. And number two, there's this income goal section that I created or I included that you can put your number in for your income goal for the month.
Hmm.
So say you want to make $10,000 for the month. When you're doing, as you're doing your updates, automatically on the right, the income goal is being updated and it shows now that you are $1,600 away from your goal of $10,000 a month. So you can literally look at those numbers and say, okay, how am I going to make that $1,600? Am I going to sell more products, sell more services, bring more clients on? And if you're at the end of the month and you are really scrambling and you're like, okay, what do I need to do? It just gives you ideas to, kind of bust a move and say, let me go, sell something so that I can get to my goal. Now, if you're not tracking this, you won't know, you probably won't even realize that you're that close to your goal,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
And then let's look at the expenses column. So that takes care of income. Say expenses now, we're paying, say, ABC company um, for advertising. The good thing about it too is that I created drop downs so you don't have to type in the numbers, the categories yourself.
Hmm.
The categories are already here for you. So say you pay advertising $500. If you look to your summary, advertising updates to $500. Now you might say, I want to have a budget for $1,000 for advertising for the month. And when you put the budget in, it shows you that you still have $500 left to play with for the month. So you're good with that.
Hmm.
Let's put some more um, expenses in. Say you paid XYZ company for office expenses and you paid $100. Again, office expenses updates down here, $100. And you can put a budget in here if you'd like, 125. So you still have $25 left in your budget. Let's say you have somebody who's working with you, a VA, and that's contract labor. And that would be, $500 a month, 550, let's say. Right here, you see VA, if that's only one person that you work with and it's a standard, number is 550, you've already paid them.
Hmm.
Now, this is great to keep track of your expenses as well. You can start budgeting. You can take a look and see if you're close to your budget, over budget, if you need to move some money around to cover, some expenses that are going over. All of that is just in this little tool that is so simple, but yet so impactful, right? And
Right.
so, let me enter like a few more expenses so you can see how it works.
Okay.
Let's say this is meals. Say you have a meal with one of your clients, and you paid $100. 50% of your meals, you can write that off. By the way, all these categories, you might be confused and say, I don't know if this is office expenses or other business expenses, or I don't know if this is professional fees or contract labor or whatever it is.
Hmm.
There in the bookkeeper 5 minute bookkeeper portal, um, there is a PDF of all of the different categories and what they mean and what falls under those categories. So you don't have to guess and wonder. It's all there. If that you can just go in, check the category, and see what's related to it, and then you don't have to be confused about these.
That's
I know a
really
lot of people.
helpful, Nicole, because I think that there's a lot of different types of expenses where you're like, I'm not sure which bucket this goes in. So glad you provide that.
Exactly. A
So
lot of people
actually,
have.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
You I'm saying a lot of people always confuse legal and professional services.
Hmm.
Like they have coaching, one-on-one coaching as opposed to like group coaching. And so that like for one-on-one coaching, it's legal and professional services, but for group coaching, it's other business expenses. So
Really?
that's where it kind of gets confusing for some people. If you're paying a lawyer or you're paying an accountant, it's legal and professional. But then and sometimes your bookkeeper would probably be contract labor. So it kind of gets a little bit tricky. So those definitions will definitely help you to figure out what goes where.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, okay, so while you're filling in those other expenses, just a quick question. The the budget, so the items that are on the right side on the budget, when you go to the next month, does it carry those numbers over or do you just manually update them with um Like, is it something you just fill out at the beginning of the year, or how do you do that?
Yeah, you would fill that out at the beginning of the year, and it's just a matter of just copying and pasting. So you could go
Hmm.
and say, I want this to be every month. You could literally go to the 1000 and you go right click, copy, and then you go to every single month
Hmm.
and just right click, paste, and let's go to March, budget, right click, paste, and you just keep doing it. Or if you're a little more advanced in Excel, there are shortcuts. So paste will be Control V, and you just go to each page and do that.
Hmm.
Um, so unfortunately, that's not yet automated, but it's very
Hmm.
easy to just go to each month and just copy and paste. And if you have your whole budget for the month all set, excuse me, if it's all set here, all you have to do is just like copy everything all the way down, right? And
Hmm.
go right click, copy, and then go to February, and you just go to budget and right click, paste, and it pastes all those numbers as well.
Yeah, very easy.
So it doesn't have to
Great.
be like this one, one, oh my gosh, I
One by
just entered.
one.
So yeah, okay. So let me go back here and then let me just finish entering a few more. But you get the idea,
Hmm.
right?
Yep, makes
Um,
total sense. It's very easy.
and let's say you have insurance for your business, and then let's do a little bit more advertising because we have the budget, right?
Hmm.
250, and then more contracts. Let's do commissions. If you have like an affiliate program like I do, you pay like 750 out, right? So this is your expenses and your income all set up. All you have to do is touch the left side, income or expenses, and the system will do the rest for you to do your monthly updates.
Hmm.
Now, the amazing thing is that after you've entered the entire month, or while you're entering your information on the left, while your monthly summary is updating, the yearly summary down here, if you click on yearly summary, is updating as well. So the same information that's on each month for your income and your expenses, it's being updated on your yearly summary. And then you'll see your net profit and loss. So you know how sometimes you go to your tax preparer and they're like, oh, I need to get your P&L. And some people are like, what's a P&L? Like this it's literally your income less your expenses, and then this is what would update each month. So when I enter for February, same thing happens. It updates your the month all the way to December, and then it shows your yearly total. So you would literally come here, copy and paste this into like an Excel sheet or even into an email and send it directly to your tax preparer. And of course, again, in the Bookkeeper portal, I show you exactly how to do all of these. So you don't have to worry if you've never used Excel before, you can definitely, get this tool because all the little how-to videos are included in the portal.
Perfect.
Um, Let me see. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, I think this looks really great. It's so simple. So every week we just watched you, right? Enter
Mhm.
income items, enter expense items. We saw it automatically populate. We could track it to our budgets. We were tracking if we're over budget, under budget. We can even
Right.
see if maybe for the next month we can afford to increase our budget or if we should be lowering a budget for a particular item. So it's really just a quick snapshot. It makes it so easy. And imagine, daily or not, maybe not daily, maybe every other day or weekly, if you were to just take 5 minutes to do this, you will see how much pain that you will relieve yourself come tax time.
Absolutely. So that is really the idea behind all of this because I know that with, you're an entrepreneur, if it's just you, you're kind of doing all the things and you're just focusing on bringing the income in and, you're not really focusing on the finances and it's always left for later or
Hmm.
for when tax time comes and you really have to scramble. So I know how that feels, and so that is why I created these tools so that you can, if you are able to get up to date, as you said, Lesley, it's literally just going in a few minutes, sometimes not even 5 minutes, and
Yes.
you can update. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it. I think it's a great tool. Thank you for doing the demonstration because I think a lot of times people just need to be able to see it to see if it's something that they
Yes.
can work with, and they can see just how simple this is, like easy to use, and you have
Right.
resources to show them how to do it. Now you have a membership as well, right? Is that right?
I do. So with all my 5 minute money products, I know that one of the things that prevents people from staying on top of their finances is the support and accountability, right? And as easy as this tool is, and I'd like to think that everybody who gets it is going to be going in here 5 minutes a day. I know that's not, what will happen. So I don't want to just, sell somebody a tool and they go off and they do it on their own. I
Hmm.
provide a membership that includes weekly co-working or what we call babysitting sessions that you can log in. We're on Zoom. Nobody shares any personal information, any personal finance information. You just come in and there's other entrepreneurs just like you who are extremely busy, don't have time to focus on the finances. So what they do, they come in and they have that they use that as their money date, right? Their weekly money date. Come in, their updates, ask questions if they have any, and then jump off. But it's literally just providing that support and accountability, having that community that, there are other people just like me who need this. We come together, we get it done, we stay on top of our finances, and we just, it's a great way for you to do that. And I always say, it's fun. I want to make finances fun. So bring
Yeah.
your, coffee, tea, wine, brown liquor. We don't judge. Come hang out, and just get your finances on. And it's really, really. I've been doing this for over a year, and it really has been amazing. And the feedback about getting babysitting is so hilarious and also really, really, really beneficial to my clients and customers.
That's excellent. I love it. I love the whole package. Just meeting a serious need that's out there and being supportive in that as well.
Yes.
So that's so great, Nicole. So this is Nicole Barham from Design Your Wealth. For those who are interested in getting any of these digital products that are phenomenal, there's going to be a link here in the show notes and the yeah, in the show notes. So Nicole, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so glad to have you as one of my featured guests this month for Black History
Thank
Month,
you.
and just keep doing all the excellent stuff that you're doing.
Thank you so much, Lesley. It's an honor to be here, and thank you for having me.
Of course. So we'll talk soon.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.